And we are live.
Yeah.
Evening all. Here we are on the backup channel again.
Oh, are we?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm going on the mirror.co.uk rabbit hole now. I am angry that there's a woman trying to make a healthier full English breakfast. She needs flogging.
Yeah, there is healthy means ruined it. I mean, what was that plate of stuff on Twitter earlier, Hobbit? I think it was grits. The grits look like wallpaper paste, Saz.
Yeah.
Or Donny. Or any of our Americans that are here. Do the grits look like wallpaper paste, Donny?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I think that was grits.
So for our radio audience, somebody on Twitter posted, "Would you rather eat?" And it was a plate of beige slop with some sausages on it, or a full English breakfast. And I just looked at the one and thought, well, that's scrambled eggs, but I'm not sure what the other slop is. I can't identify it. Yeah, I'm looking at this this healthy, so-called healthy full English here, and it is as bad as you'd think it is. She's put all the ingredients into a slow cooker. Except tin tomatoes. I didn't think you'd have tin tomatoes in a full English, but anyway, she's put like the beans, the mushrooms with some butter and tin tomatoes in these mugs. She's wrapped up her bacon into rolls and the sausages. She's got them on the side. I'm looking at this. I'm just thinking, why are you doing this? Do you not understand the point of a full English? It is fried, and there's no black pudding in it either. I hate this. This woman should be forbidden from cooking full English. Oh, and the face looks... Yeah, okay, she's a cool wine aunt. I'm going to post it in the thing. You can look at... The photograph is there. She's got the look of pain on her face. And her cat looks as if she's struggling to get out from her lifeless embrace. Oh, her name's Sonia. Sonia, you have failed as a woman, and you have failed as an English woman. I hate you, Sonia. Sonia Cheetham, wherever you are, I hate you. And I hope you know this. Never ever cook again, Sonia Cheetham.
Is this the Mirror article? Or is it the Twitter?
It's from the Liverpool Echo. Sonia Cheetham, 36, who now has no eggs and is childless, has come up with a simple and healthy way to give her family a treat before school, reports Liverpool Echo. Oh, okay. I didn't read that far ahead. She looks childless, to be fair. There's a photograph of her with a cat and the look of pain on her face.
I don't know, because you haven't shared it with anybody, Hobbit, so we don't know.
Oh, it's in potential stories right at the bottom. Mum shares amazing cooking method.
Oh, is that the one?
So you can, yeah.
Does she do like a one panner or something then? Does she?
She's put a full English in the slow cooker, except there's no black pudding and there's no eggs. I hate this woman.
So it's like a half English then.
So it's like a not really. What is this? What have you done with my meal? Why have you ruined my bacon and sausages? To be fair, though, the sausages don't look very good.
Hold on, I'll just show.
Vegan sausages.
Yeah, Donnie's right. They do look like vegan sausage.
That looks vile. How long do you leave it in there for?
You leave it in there for 10 hours and then you throw it all in the bin.
This story has really fired Hobbit up, hasn't it?
I hate this woman. Is as annoying as Laura Heskett or wherever it was with the potatoes that Toby Carver.
Would you smash or pass, Hobbit?
What, on Sonia Cheetham?
Yeah.
Oh, she's past it. She's well past it. No, the only thing I would smash is the like button if her and Laura Heskett were to enter Thunderdome. 2 women enter, 1 woman leave.
Hey.
I've been watching Mad Max, including Mad Max 3 Beyond Thunderdome.
I dropped
a
Mad Max 3 reference the other day and then had to explain it. Was it you, Scuggy, I had to explain it to?
Yeah, probably.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Yeah, 2 men enter, 1 man leave.
Don, would you repeat what you've just typed for the benefit of the audience?
Sonya's a MILF.
Yeah,
Sonya?
smash.
Citation needed.
What, this woman who
Oh,
made
37's. 37's in chat, lads.
Oh yeah, and you're the backup channel. I'm not
Yeah.
subscribed. Oh,
Land of Grub and Glory.
Oh yeah, okay.
Do you want to... Hold on.
Land of.
But hold on, I'll bang it in
Grub.
general.
It's all right. I'm subscribed to you now.
There you go, Hobbits in general.
Okay. Oh,
I'll call
All
this. I'll call this episode SoundCloud or Shakespeare because did everyone see that that tweet of Jeremy Vines?
I saw the link to it and I considered suicide. So, okay. So as far as I know, they go, is this Stormzy or Shakespeare? It's harder to tell than you think. It's like, you sure about that,
Really?
big guy? Like, okay, if you've got an IQ of like 57, then yeah, probably.
If your IQ's around about your room temperature.
Yeah.
Are they saying because both Stormzy and Shakespeare use the English language for their creative efforts,
Yeah,
therefore
but
they're
does- but
exactly
does-
the same?
But does Stormzy use the English language though?
No, it uses Ebonics, which, you know, so that them be bigger the inventing the it.
Yeah.
So you mean he's been on BBC Pigeon then?
Yeah.
Domat top tally.
I wonder, you know, do we have a pigeon translator? We should put Stormzy lyrics through a pigeon translator.
Oh, like the
and I'll rap
Shizzolator.
it.
Does everyone remember the Shizzolator back in the day?
I remember the shiz.
No, I don't.
The Shizzolator.
Okay.
The Shizzolator was what you do was you put a web page in there and it would translate it to like Snoop Doggy Dog speak.
Ebonics. Oh, okay, well, if we could get like an Ebonics or Shizzolator, like we'll put some Stormzy lyrics through, or some Shakespeare, and maybe it will sound like. We'll see. Maybe it will.
Shiz.
Someone could do that.
Can I just say
And by
to the
someone, I mean
audience,
Hemi.
we have no stories from BBC Pigeon this week because we decided not to lower the IQ of our audience any further.
Do you think BBC Pigeon is much like SpongeBob SquarePants, where your IQ lowers as you watch it?
Well, I don't think anyone who speaks pigeon even checks the news. Like, let's be honest. So, you know, I think it really is just run so that people like us can laugh at it.
I think if you do speak pigeon, I think your chances of actually being able to read the written word probably are considerably lowered.
Well,
good
yeah,
news
exactly.
for
You know, it's
Henry. There's a BBC Pigeon Minute where you can listen to some genuine Africans speaking pigeon and telling you, "Oh, top Tory, that man dem do."
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just, you know, do you remember? This is going to be like, you know, clicking noises.
Click, click, Dirk.
All the language.
Yeah, so
I
okay,
think
like
The reason that BBC Pigeon exists is they have this royal mandate where their mandem say they have to include all members of the community and do some
people.
sort of program for them.
Don't I have to
Yeah.
include the people?
Well, they say that. Yeah, I'm looking at the BBC and I'm just thinking, well, there's nothing here which appeals to me. The only thing which happens is if I'm looking at a recipe for something like Habble Crumble, for whatever reason, the search engines have conspired so that BBC becomes the top search result.
Yeah, BBC is always the top, isn't it, for stuff?
BBC good food, as they say.
Yeah. So what story do
Yeah,
we?
You know, this
Go on.
Can I just say, whenever I look up like, you know, something like that, it's always like, make sure you've got all these weird bitty house items that no straight white man would actually have, and that you need to add all this stuff. You know,
I don't follow.
don't know. Well, okay, it's like you look up how do I make XYZ, and it's always really gay, and it's like,
Oh yeah,
I don't know. I don't know.
Adam-
We found that donut article earlier, didn't we? That Hobbit's going to have a go at.
well, oh yeah. Well, I'm interested in that. I'll have a go at that. But no, you're right because you'll say, oh yes, preheat your ramekins in the oven. But It depends what sort of thing you're cooking, really. Because if you're doing a stew, all you need is one pot.
Yeah.
There's not much to it.
No, I just mean like all these really autistic, weird herbs that like most people probably aren't gonna have, and it's just
Tarragon.
very. I just find it very very
Hobbit.
poncy. Yeah, no.
Oh, we
Hobbit-
do have tarragon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, not only that, but I've got Aldi's Everyday Essentials mixed spice, and it is really good value for money. It smells delicious. I needed some nutmeg, but I didn't have any nutmeg on its own.
Yeah.
This has got nutmeg, cinnamon, coriander seed, dill, and it's got cloves as well. So
yeah,
I
and
just-
Hobbit.
Hmm.
There's also a BBC article like leading into this. It says LGBT people still suffering during lockdown. So I assume you're included in that.
Well, you can't go to fisting parties because how do you maintain a 2-meter distance whilst?
Right, suffering. The suffering they're talking about is their rectums healing up.
No, isn't the suffering they're talking about where the surgeons nicked the colon so poo's pouring out of the neo vagina?
Oopsie.
Neo vagina.
That's what they
Well, I
call
just
them. They
quickly
call them
want to
neo
say about-
vaginas, don't they?
Yeah, it's neovaginoplasty is what the surgery's called.
Yeah.
I just quickly want to get back onto the subject of mashed potatoes.
These should be outlawed because they never work, and there's so many horror stories where it's like, no, you just have this gaping wound in your gooch and shit leaks out of it.
Well, it's not a gooch. It's not a gooch, is it? It's a gooch. I mean, literally, if you did it in a butcher's shop, it'd probably come out with the same sort of result. And these people are supposed to be actual surgeons.
I know, it's like, no, listen, you don't have no incision. It's going to give you. Oh fuck. Blech.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
We all remember the episode of We all remember the episode of the Tedious, as it's now called.
Yeah. Is NHS? Does the NHS pay for transgender operations?
Yes, it does.
So our fucking taxes go to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So yeah, if you're making
fantastic.
mashed potato, use mixed spice in it, or at the very least nutmeg. Trust me on this.
How the hell can you
use.
pivot from neo vaginas to spices in food?
Because prior to Geralt talking about that, he was talking about like gay things in food, like weird herbs nobody's heard of, like nutmeg or tarragon. By the way, Rob Calver, I didn't know tarragon's a sedative properties. And he says, speaking of gay things, gay people are suffering in lockdown. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So
this article, I haven't read it
because they can't go to pos
even though
parties and go and spread the coof around.
Meanwhile, if you're a law-abiding, straight, white, normal fucking guy, your life has to be frozen. You don't get any fucking news coverage dedicated to you. Yeah, it's just they just want to leave you behind.
Well, yeah, because white people don't matter anymore, do they?
Oh my
Especially
god,
not English men.
No, exactly. Yeah, but none of this is a point I was making on Wasp. But nothing about our culture, media, our establishment appeals to us. No politics, nothing. I can't remember the last time I saw something that actually appealed, like it had us in mind. Okay, so apparently Lucy, 21, from the northeast of England, is transgender and has severe heart issues after years spent living as a woman. What? Lies. No, it's not a fucking... So, oh yeah, well, this is the thing. If she dies from the coronavirus, they'll shave my long hair, put me in a suit, use my birth name, and call me he all the way through the funeral.
Do you know what's even more homophobic than COVID? Being dead for a long amount of time, because literally, you remember that meme, don't you, where the archaeologist goes, "Look, this is a bone from a man."
Well, the reason we started talking about food news is we do have some bad food news, unfortunately, not just the horrible story about how not to do a full English, which doesn't even have eggs or black pudding in it. Who wants to deal with this sober? It is a sobering subject.
Shall we finish with this first and then go to this? Is
Just yeah. Did you see that story where someone said My dad beat the shit out of me and told me to grow up when I said I was a gay woman. He told me to grow up and get a girlfriend.
Was this a story or a 4chan post?
I can't remember, but like apparently it's like the base dad. Did I ever tell you guys about the did you see that meme that the virgin dad versus the Chad Crusader?
I thought you were gonna say. I thought you were gonna say. Did I ever tell you about the time my dad beat me up because I come home and said I was a gay man?
Oh jeez, no, just until Matt 24 could be classed as one of these people. Until last week, Matt was living in the West Midlands alongside parents with a history of mental and physical abuse. After one incident, Matt was left with a concussion. My dad was drunk one day and he said to me, "I won't ever accept you being gay and you will never bring someone home." When I asked why, he told me, "'Cause it's not normal."
What do we think came first? What do we think came first, the abuse or the being gay?
Well, these people, it's like Titania McGrath had a list here saying, what is it? That with the UN saying that you have to use gender-neutral fucking terms now, or some gay shit. You know, it's a gay ops. It said,
"Oh shit, I saw that."
Out,
yeah,
he and she now have to be they. Father is now oppressive parent. Mother is non-oppressive parent. Woman is now victim. Man is now rapist. just you don't even call people man. You just call them rapist. You just call woman victim, and boy is rapist in waiting. Okay.
So, Geralt, does that make you an oppressive man raper?
What? In waiting? An oppressive man raper in waiting? I don't know.
Yeah.
No, you said rape was man, oppressive man was father.
Oh, did you know Sunday the 17th of May? Oh no, we've missed it. Is International Day Against Homophobia, Transphobia and Biphobia.
Oh.
I'm not scared. I'm not scared of bikes. I'm not scared of bikes.
You seen
Why
that?
why do they need all those like descriptors? Why can't they just say today is anti-fag day?
Well,
surely homophobia is a fear of like everything being the same, which is like pretty much what most lefties have.
There it is. It's anti. You're not allowed to be repulsed by fag day.
Yeah, we should just do like a I don't know. I would be up for organizing something like this, where it's like a family pride or something, where it's like I don't know, or like
it's been done, Geralt. Like don't you remember Straight Pride Day?
Yeah, it's been done, and it's called homophobic because reproducing and having a normal family life.
Homophobic? Why would I be scared of an F slur?
I've got a non-story after the important news, but it does sort of tie into the homosexuality.
What are we doing next?
I'll read the headline. Tipping Point fans repulsed by contestants' erotic remark during the show. The remark was, as the counters were coming towards him, he said, "Come to daddy." So then bored people went on Twitter and says, "I don't like that. No." And there's the story.
Say that again, Hobbit. What?
So the contestant, as the counters were coming towards him, says, Tipping Point.
You've seen Tipping Point?
He says,
"Does everyone know? Does everyone know what Tipping Point?"
Yeah, I know.
Basically, Tipping Point is, you know, them machines when you go to the beach where you chuck the 2p on the top and then it lands and there's the shelf and the things get pushed off the end.
Oh, penny pusher machines.
Yeah.
Canal pusher machines.
It's a game show. It's based on.
So this guy goes, "Come to Papa," and then like Twitter. So it's literally that these people, any expression of being these people, any expression of being white
by these people.
Male. Yeah,
I was a bit slow there.
The thing about this sort of stuff is like people have this false moral outrage where really I'm thinking that no one's really offended by this. They're saying that viewers are repulsed. No, they're not. If they're repulsed, that means they'd never watch it again. It's bollocks. They just think, "I don't like that. No, stop him."
Well, it's just any expression of it's literally Karen's any expression of being straight or not a fag.
Yeah.
You know?
But the other thing,
They go, I don't like it. It's just like they're just literally trying to police and oppress any expression.
Is this
of
just
being
like
white, male, and straight?
is this just like lefty autistic people just like reeing at real life?
They don't have a sense of humor.
there is a lot of prudish people, and I think it's justifiable because there's a lot of degeneracy about. But at the same time, you know, what's wrong with a bit of tongue-in-cheek humour? I mean, next someone will say, "Oh, I don't like the fat slags. That's degenerate."
The exact same people who feign being offended by stuff like that are the exact same ones who are never actually disgusted or by things that are actually repulsive and actually should make you recoil.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they would say that Desmond is amazing, is stunning and brave. And if someone was saying "come to daddy" to Desmond, they'd be like, "Oh, yeah, that's so funny and brave and
Well,
progressive."
these people are all pro fag. They're all pro like diddling. They're all for that. They're all for like it's like I don't even know.
It's So yeah, I mean that's really what should be a non-story. But the real story in this is just false outrage.
Yeah, and I bet all the people probably like they support having the age of consent lowered. Like, you just know. There's another story, by the way.
I'm a touch with a 10-foot barge pole.
Yeah, Lenny Henry says girls wouldn't dance with him because he was black. It's like, yeah, Lenny, opening up about the racism he faced growing up in the West Midlands. Yeah, women openly telling him they would reject him because of skin color. Listen, N-slur, you are not entitled to white women. Shut the fuck up.
It's called a preference. It's called a preference.
It's called a preference.
Yeah.
It's called a preference.
Having preferences is racist. It's like me discriminating against bad potatoes is discriminatory.
Access to white people is not a human right.
Looking like Ainsley Harriott is not a human right.
Just eat the green potatoes.
Right.
I'm not going to eat the maggoty potatoes. I'm going to give it to that bloke who doesn't mind magnets put on his brain.
Right. I have refused in
the.
So is he actually moaning that the only white bird he got was like fat? Because Dawn French was the only white bird he got.
Huh.
Hence the joke. What do you call a woman with a spade up her ass? Dawn French.
Okay, well, I've been like on the opposite end where you'll refuse to sort of flirt, or you won't flirt with like a fat goblin, and then they get really mad at you because like you're not flirting with them, and like you're just kind of treating them neutrally.
They have a human right.
They have a.
I mean, what's it going to be? Are the police going to be going around like discos in the future? I know it sounds really. I really shouldn't say disco, but I've said it now. Go around discos in the future. Like you sir, you've got to snog that tranny. Is that the way it's going to be?
Well, hey, there was a story before. I can't remember where it was, but it's literally the meme of state enforced homosexuality. That's becoming literal reality now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember the story, but something happened where it was literally state enforced homosexuality.
So you're gonna be down the club. You're gonna get a tap on the shoulder, and you're gonna be informed that a tranny wants to have sex with you, and you have to do it bigger.
Talking about in the before time, do you guys remember being at school in like year 6 and going to the end of like the school disco, or like year 5 or 4 or something, and you'd and like doing knee slides and like just and you thought that like dancing was just basically throwing yourself around like you were slide tackling everything.
Did you used to turn up to those school discos drunk, girl? Is that what happened?
From the age of 7. Again, I'm not an alcoholic. I'm just Irish. do you guys not remember? Like, I don't know. I thought they were fun. It was wholesome.
There, Geralt was at the school disco with a cider, lol.
Snuck in a Smirnoff Ice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zima.
Zima.
Like,
Bottle of hooch.
they check you for a bottle of hooch. Hooch is, yeah, it's okay. So the next story is Newcastle tutor observes Ramadan to support Muslim students.
Yeah, what the fuck is this shite?
Why are they using this weird newspeak of observe? I'm observing social distancing. I will observe Ramadan. So to observe something means you're just going to look at it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean the act of doing. It's such a weird, like, observing isn't a what? What? Why the fuck? Raise over £1,000 for 3 local charities. What are they? Like fucking.
Muslim.
And why would you choose? Like how fucking? Because Newcastle, when I went, was it was pretty white. So why is she trying to appeal to Muslims? I don't understand. She looks about 22. Why is she teaching? I don't know. I guess they probably are old enough at that age to teach him, but...
Have you seen Katie Price's disabled son Harvey has got his own YouTube channel?
Jesus Christ. That thing is literally left 56%. Because she's like half Jewish, isn't she?
Dwight York. Dwight York's the kid's father, isn't it?
Don't know who that is.
Footballer.
I don't think anyone.
Footballer. He's a footballer.
Oh, okay.
Footballer from the before times.
So literally, that kid is traumatized and disabled because it is basically the 56% meme. The meme.
He looks like I bet he has a proper. Can you imagine that having a tard rage? You've seen the size of him. Fuck.
It's literally like the orc meme.
The orc meme.
Like ogre.
Do you think we need to stream snipe it and see what he talks about?
Oh, Christ.
You know the song My Eyes Are Seeing the Glory of the Trample Zoo?
Yeah.
It's about Katie Price and her son. But if you read the whole lyrics, it's
okay, how
fucking funny.
disabled is he? Because remember, like, when did everyone agree you weren't allowed to call things retards anymore? I feel like no one agreed. The government just said so.
Isn't retard itself a euphemism?
Is it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I remember.
Most of the words now that are like bad words, they're like euphemisms.
Do you know what a euphemism is, Emma?
Yeah, it's another word for something else. But as time goes on, the euphemisms don't actually mean anything anymore.
To retard something means to stop it.
To slow it
but
down.
I don't know what retard originally meant, but it's like everyone has a shit fit whenever you do it. Like, well, my brother has a retarded offspring, so you can't say it, and it offends me now, or something.
I mean, retard or retarder is something which slows things down. It's
so it means to slow, yeah.
Yeah, it does mean slow. And it's why the spastics were called slow, or then they were called learning disabled, and now you can't say learning disabled. You have to say
you can't. I can't hear the word spastics without thinking of the League of Gentlemen. Do you remember that one? The 2 old girls that worked in the charity shop. Has it got a tag on it? Has it got a tag on it? If it ain't got a tag on it, you'll have to take it down the spastics.
Well, I've seen that Tommy. You know the Tommy Tard with the he's got a face for radio and a voice for braille. Right?
Hey, mad.
And he's like, he goes, oh, he was like, I. Yeah, that's his son. That guy literally has a Dindu living with him. Doing his stuff. You could make it up. And this guy goes, I remember like in a telegram he went, oh right. He said something like, my son's a retard, so you can't make fun of retards.
that thing on is that a Muslim? The photo on there.
No,
what does this mean?
That's Harvey. That's Katie Price's son.
Oh wow, he reminds me of that guy from the Goonies that liked the chocky bars.
What?
He's blind, isn't he? He's blind as well, isn't he?
Is he?
Is he?
Jeez.
Yeah. He's blind and retarded.
I remember when he was. No, well, you say that, but he did say something which I thought was quite funny. So he was being interviewed as a kid, and they said, "What do you do if a bully approaches you?" I say hello to them. Oh, what do you mean? I say hello. You can't.
Harvey said that.
And that was on Good Morning TV, and I think Lorraine Kelly, one of the presenters, was just like really shocked. She was like, "Oh yeah, we're not supposed to say that early morning TV."
What?
Hello, you can't.
Katie Price's son said that.
Yeah, Harvey. I'll try and find the clip.
Oh my god.
So what is the actual story? I haven't read any of the story. I've just spent half of it taking the piss out of him. Fucking hell, 5 kids.
Yeah, it's like, have you noticed though, like someone says you can't make autism jokes because I know someone who has autism. It's just like, fuck off. I've never understood that attitude. It's like, my cousin's stepson twice removed, my granddad's sister's girlfriend is autistic, so you can't use autism. It's like, shut the fuck up. Yeah, everyone knows someone.
Insiders say the channel will see Harvey 17 showing off his keyboard skills and his natural banter. Fucking hell, he's coming for you, Hobbit. He's coming for your channel, mate.
Oh, shit,
he's doing your bit, Hobbit. Being retarded and playing the keyboard. He's doing your bit, Hobbit.
I've timestamped this one, right, because there's a meme song to pull up of it, and it's like, what's black and screams? Harvey Price answering the iron.
I remember I remember when he was like little, it was like, what's 2 foot tall and bumps into table legs?
But yeah, that was the one. It was somewhere in this interview. I'll have to like scan through it. It's just like, hello, you can't.
To be fair, he's a proper unit. If someone's going to get raped, they're going to get fucking raped, aren't they? No one's going to stop that one, are they?
He has got the tard strength.
Yeah,
I reckon he's going to be more successful with the women than Chad Gold.
Did Katie Price race mix?
Yeah,
she did once. She did
the
once.
Half Jew
Once a very long time ago.
Shockingly, the Half Jew race mixed.
Oh, he's also partially blind, and he's got Prader-Willi syndrome.
Oh, that means he can't stop eating.
Oh, is that what it is?
What?
Yeah, it means like the brain doesn't send a signal to his stomach that tells him he's full, so they have to put fucking padlocks on the refrigerator and the.
Well, it's alright. He's blind. He's blind, so they just keep moving the fridge, I think.
Put him in a circular.
So that explains why he's like obese.
Wait,
Yeah.
I can't believe he's got Big Willie syndrome or whatever it is.
Big Willie syndrome.
Okay.
Oh god, poor in signs and symptoms that may be present from birth include poor muscle tone, distinct facial features, poor sucking reflex, generally poor responsiveness, and underdeveloped genitals. A fucking poor lad. He's not raping anyone, is he?
Christ.
Because how old was Katie Price when he was born? 50?
Nah, she was about 20, I think.
Was she?
Jesus Christ, has she been stood near a reactor for the majority of the time when she was pregnant with him?
Yeah,
No, it's
probably.
That is a bad set of cards to be dealt with at the beginning of life. That is. But,
She was never good to start with, was she? She was always kind of average. And then she never really improved, and then she went for like far too much surgery.
yeah, but for her to produce a child with that like many issues at 20, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe you're cyberbullying.
Well, actually, I think it must be.
Cyberbully, it's physically impossible.
It must be. Yeah, you don't bully a unit like that, do you? It must have been Dwight York because all of her other kids have been healthy. They've all been ugly, but they've been healthy. that little girl she had with Peter RJ. Oh, you fucker! They used to have to put sausages around her neck so the dog would play with her.
What?
They used to have to put sausages around. She was so ugly, so they had to put sausages around her neck so the dog would play with her.
Oh.
Not even the dog could look at her.
Yeah.
Christ, I feel really mean now.
Take the piss out of Harvey or ugly kids. Are we all looking forward to Stephen Lawrence's mother, Doreen, helps TV writers pen race hate storyline for Coronation Street?
So, have we talked about that 17-year-old Swedish girl who was decapitated by that Iraqi
I thought we'd do a
boyfriend
bit more
who was
laughing.
23?
I thought we'd do a bit more laughing
Yeah,
first before we did that.
I mean, it's fucking sickening, and the texts between them were fucking sick. I'm just like, what the fuck is wrong with Sweden? It needs nuking.
Why do they keep bringing in such low impulse retards who can't even handle rejection from a 17-year-old they shouldn't even be with because they're 21? It's like regular civilized whites be like, oh okay, you broke up with me. Africans or Middle Easterners, I'm gonna cut your fucking head off
and carry it around covered in cling film. Was it cling film or tin foil? Tin foil, I think.
It's a contest of retardation. I mean, imagine letting your daughter or being friends with this girl and allowing her to fucking date this fucking thing.
Actually, first of all, letting a 17-year-old with a 21-year-old, let alone the fact the reputations
it's 23
have in Sweden. Well,
exactly.
23 was 21.
Yeah, because they're fucking retarded.
How was the first bit not a red flag? Like that's a red flag under most circumstances.
It's not a meme. Like the Swedes are retarded, dude. Like I don't know what to say. Like there's the snow N slurs for meme for a reason.
Lack of sunshine causes brain retardation. It's
they're really stupid.
You need vitamin D for healthy development, and they just don't get enough of it.
They're too nice for their own good, in a way.
They're kind of like a dodo or something. They're not used to the dangers.
I mean, imagine
they're
not only
a really soft dog that just doesn't know when to bark at anything.
Yeah, but imagine
they literally have Stockholm syndrome. Sweden literally has Stockholm syndrome, but it's violent, uncivilized savages. It's imported.
And then when they do all this fucking up, when they fuck it all up, they go, "Oh well, let's invite more in, and more."
Yeah,
and then not only do they,
you know what we did? We did wrong. We didn't have enough in, and they feel lonely. That's why they're tearing our country apart.
Yeah. And not only do they not all see the news, they see stories like this all of the fucking time that circulate nationally, and then they still fucking decide to to keep associating with these fucking people who don't belong there. So I'm really starting to lose sympathy for Sweden.
I didn't have much sympathy for them to begin with, but I'm guessing you're talking.
I've disliked the Swedes. I've disliked the Swedes since the 80s. Since we had it rammed down our throats in the 80s. How progressive and how wonderful and how lefty the fucking Swedes are, and how we're just like knuckle dragging evil British racists. So I've disliked the Swedes for a very long time.
Sweden's been gay since it ended its eugenics program, but it's been even gayer since the Swedish Empire ended.
I mean, I think it says a lot that Sweden's crowning cultural achievement, ABBA, is a result of eugenics, and that's the best they could do. That literally is the best that Sweden will ever do.
One of them Norwegian as well.
What about Ace of Base, Hobbit?
Like I said, that is the best they will ever do.
Are you knocking Ace of Base, Hobbit?
I didn't know they're Swedish.
Yeah, they're Swedish.
They're all right, but let's face it, in terms of cultural impact, ABBA is the most important thing Sweden's ever done. And basically, Norway is like Wales to England. It's
I don't know. All that she wants is up there. All that she wants is a modern classic, Hobbit.
Yeah, it's a good song, and it is a story about pregnancy. No, that's a story about Sweden's liberal mother's tax policy, where if you've got a child, you basically get maternity leave for 2 years. So all that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow. It's a song like, yeah, give me a baby so I don't have to work for 2 years.
Yeah.
That's why in Sweden, all the children are spaced 2 years apart. So effectively, they have got a eugenics program. That is a eugenics program. I'm guessing we've gone past. No, not really, because it's Sweden, Adam. I'm guessing,
eugenics.
Right. Not only I don't get it. Not
No,
only
it's
is that Iraqi.
eugenics.
Not right, so Swedish people are generally considered, they're very attractive, right?
Cringe.
Not the new,
Not
not
really.
the new Swedes.
The women,
Not the new Swedes.
not the new
The
ones, but it's like
Vikings.
the ones that they're shacking up with. They're these fucking literal like savage. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, you got your own people. You know how like not only I just don't get it. Like, not only are these people like they come from literal like mud hut places, literal sandcastle mud huts, and like and they're fuck ugly. They are fuck ugly, and you're still
Carol,
associating with them. And like
you might not
when
be, you may not be old enough to remember this, but generally it was understood that Swedish blondes were a bit of fun but dumb, and you wouldn't want to start a family with them. Yeah,
I don't remember
Kenny
that, but
can
yeah.
confirm.
No, it's at what point do you lose sympathy when like, and then they're doing all this Viking cope, like some of them, and I'm just like, imagine like any of these fucking savages going near your daughter, like you just fucking, you'd beat them up.
The proud-based Viking warriors who were eternally BTFO'd by the weak Christcucks.
Yeah,
I know we've gone
Based Vikings are from Denmark and Norway as well.
Yeah.
The cringe
I
Vikings
know-
are from Sweden.
I don't know
So
about
I know
Denmark.
we've gone past
Denmark's
the
full of wankers.
I know
Yeah.
we've gone past the Harvey story, but I found the bit of him swearing on live TV, and it was as I remembered.
Where is it in general?
see, to me
Potential
it sounds like
stories
you're
of
saying
timestamp
you
it.
can't, not you cunt.
Right.
Oh yeah, that.
Yeah, but why let that get in the way of a good story? Right, I'll play this just audio only, so we don't get.
What do you think?
Content.
Say hello.
You'd say hello?
Yeah.
If someone says something horrible to Harvey, what does Harvey say?
Hello, you cunt.
Harvey.
This is one of the reasons that we wanted to do this live.
Based.
Is that Chad Gold?
Harvey is what Chad
know
Gold
you
wished he
can't.
was.
I did the cope as well. It's like this is one of the reasons we wanted to do it live, so that everyone could see how just poorly socialized he is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, fuck it.
Oh,
He's not really retarded. He was just homeschooled by his mother.
I mean, to be fair, I think that Harvey is more intelligent than his mum. I mean, when you look at the two of them and the way they're talking.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'll say is, I was watching the rest of it, and Piers Morgan is such a condescending, patronising twat. He was just saying, Harvey's incredibly intelligent, aren't you, Harvey? What's the colour of your favourite train? It's this colour. He was just listing like the same colours over and over again. I was like, this is embarrassing. We shouldn't have these sorts of people on telly.
Why couldn't Piers have gone off against him like he goes off against the transgenders? It'd be fucking hilarious.
Or like he goes off
Put that colouring book down, Harvey. Put that colouring book down.
Harvey, you're an embarrassment to Flids everywhere. And you should stay in your room away from polite society.
You are disrespecting the colouring of colouring book people everywhere. God. I
Harvey, you
fucking can't
disgust me,
stand
and
Piers
I
Morgan.
hope that we will have your kind in the near future. I'm Piers Morgan.
It's like, I might have mentioned this on the last show, but I love how he couldn't mic cook Nige Farage because Nige actually has a manly voice. He can also speak from his diaphragm. And then Piers would go, unlike
Reich Radio, am I right?
Like radio?
Yeah.
Yes.
We're just reigniting feuds with irrelevant people. Don't
So
worry about it,
I was drunk.
Right,
Yeah,
who's Right Radio?
I was drunk.
they're literally nobody, and we had an argument with them.
Yeah, they came into our Discord and they're like, now listen here. I am a 15-year-old trying to start a terroristic Nazi division. And no, listen here, mister. And I was just smashed out my tree last year. I was like,
Really?
shut up. I was like, shut up. I was like, speak from your diaphragm. Speak from your diaphragm. Speak from your diaphragm if you want me to take you seriously. And he's like, now, hold on. And they didn't last.
My favourite mic cucking incident was Alex Jones and Piers Morgan were talking about gun control.
Yeah.
And that's it, yeah. 1776 will commence again.
You're a hatchet man for the New World Order.
Mao took the guns, Stalin took the gun, Hitler took the guns from communists.
Yeah, that was such cringe, but so epic at the same time. It's like,
okay. What we doing?
Moving
what
on.
we doing next then? What else have we got?
The
in?
Mega Mosque at Piccadilly Circus, like fucking.
Yeah.
Are we talking about the really important news of the 70 million, which we will never forget?
We'll do that in a bit.
Yes.
Did we have a story?
Oh,
Did you
well,
find
we
a
could
story
do
for
now.
that, Hobbit?
Well, yeah, it's in potential stories.
Oh, fucking hell.
Let me
So-
see. It
There's
is,
real quick. There's a story about how in Panama, obviously there's a bunch of like fucking hippie dippies who were on holiday there, and then the lockdown hit, and they were like, "What? I'm trapped here," and then all of a sudden they're not like hippies, and they want to go back to the countries they allegedly hate, and apparently Panama, had an armed. They put military out in the streets, and then said men and women are allowed out on alternate days, and then apparently to a tranny, the police grabbed the breasts and said, "You're not a woman," to this tranny. Yeah.
So we now need to put our serious voices on because we want to remember the 70 million. Don't forget, never forget the 70 million. Beer gutted. As many as 70 million pints spoiled during coronavirus pandemic must be destroyed in Britain. Do they have?
May I read this story?
Yeah, go on then, Hobbit.
I could have drank those 17 million pints, right? And they've just been tipped down the drain. What's going on?
I could have had a few of those pints as well. I mean,
Yeah,
we
all
need to set up a charity called Homes for Beer Kegs.
Well, what should have happened?
pints.
We should have had like a giant street party where all the restaurant food was used, all of the beer was used up. We could have just Never Surrender 4-day bender or something.
Yeah, and then with a new registered charity, Pints for Racists, 17 million. Never forget.
Unwanted pints for racists.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, 70 million pints are wasted every year. We can find a home for them.
Yeah, well, like it's a black and white like Oxfam advert, and it's showing like North FC, like with his hands sort of cupped over his face, and it slides over his balding head, and then
an empty pint of Carling,
empty pint of Carling. He tries to shake the last empty beer, and it's like we get this proper kind of baritone Geordie to go every day, or like that one day back in 2020. That's not even Geordie. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Someone else do the bit. I've lost it.
Every day, Sid goes to bed sober.
Every day.
Every year,
Sid goes
70
to bed
million
sober.
pints gone down the drain. Look at the fucking state of it.
The state of it.
Every day, 70 million pints are wasted.
Come on, lads, we're
the
supposed to be
lockdown.
serious about this story, and I'm keep looking at that pint glass, which is just wrong. The one which has got some stout in it.
That's 17 million men, like Big Dave, who could have drank a pint. I don't know.
Setting aside the serious consequences of the demonetization virus pandemic, loss of life, economic hardship, rising authoritarianism, and blissfully clear roads.
Authoritarianism.
Yeah, that's
we've
one.
said it before. Everyone realized this thing was bullshit like about 2 weeks in.
Yeah, there is a lesser.
Yeah, this is a government face saving exercise, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the worst we were promised the Black Death, and we literally got a sneeze.
Flu 2.
We got the sniffles.
Sniffle. Yeah, the sniffles.
Flu 2, Summer Boogaloo. So there is a lesser, but still travelling to... What are they talking about a lesser? 70 million pints could be lost forever. That's worse than the global death toll.
Yeah.
On Friday, the British Beer and Pub Association, BUPA, let it be known that as many as 70 million pints of British beer will have to be destroyed due to the outbreak. Meanwhile,
why don't they just leave them on
why
don't they leave them on street corners and things like that?
Well, this is the thing. I'm going to read through this because this also ties into them destroying meat and pouring milk down the drain and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, what about all these? What about these people that literally without jobs? That can't afford to feed themselves, and in the meanwhile,
send it to the army.
Send it to the army.
Yeah,
send it to the army. Mate.
Yeah, I'm sure the army will be able to safely dispose of 70 million pints.
Exactly. They could all work for the border patrol so that we can escort in, people who can immediately claim £4,000 who are never going to integrate.
So normally British wallop is subjected to an oral disposal process and gets broken down into its constituent parts and redistributed, albeit in the different forms. Though it's a taxing job, Britons have shown that up to the challenge. So what they're saying
I wish I was drunk.
Wallop is wee. No, wallop is beer before it gets processed into wee. But given the gap between the UK government ordered shutdown on March the 19th and July the 4th, the earliest projected date Brit pubs may be allowed to reopen, the BUPA says much of the nation's stored beer will spoil. It's a great shame that so much great British beer that should have been enjoyed in community pubs up and down the country has gone to waste, said Emma
There's also
McClarkin.
pubs that will probably never open as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
I know. There's pubs, churches and pubs are closed, but mosques and ports are open.
Mosques and borders are open. Apparently, because Muslims don't have to obey the law.
No. Because
does anybody want to prevent Muslims from getting corona? I don't.
Well, this is the thing.
I don't. It appears Boris doesn't either.
None of them have got it though.
The hope is that they get it and all die, but they got it, and it's just oh yeah, it's a cold.
LOL.
So yeah. So the chief executive of BUPA, a woman, said in a statement, "People won't have a chance to drink as it will go off before pubs can reopen." McClarkin urged the government to provide more support for brewers and pubs in the form of business grants, more lenient loan eligibility, and deter.
Yeah, exactly. They need to be grants, not loans. And Boris needs to pay for this because it's his fucking vanity project. And it is. And I'll tell you how it needs to be paid for. It needs to be paid for by cancelling HS2
and the NHS.
Yeah.
The BUPA said brewers have tried to, and we can cancel the BBC whilst we're at it. Said brewers have tried to make use of unsaleable beer by offering it as feed for animals.
Oh, here's a question. Here's a question for you. You just made me think of a good question. Would you close down the BBC if you still paid the same amount of money for the TV license, but it went into a fund to pay back the economy?
I mean, if it was like a fund, which means unlimited Babe Station for everybody, and the BBC gets closed, then you know what? That's worth 140 a year. Babe Station everywhere. So, the BUPA says that, so rather than us drinking it, animals are going to drink it, and bacteria are going to turn it into organic fertilizer somehow. And that's a shame because the demonetization bionasty has only increased interest in alcohol consumption amongst those who partake. We're told by Blind, developers of an anonymous discussion app for tech industry workers and provider of unverifiable data. That doesn't sound
sinister at all, does it?
And provides data from 3.5 million plus verified professionals that 32.6% of people drink alcohol while working from home. Those figures are higher, allegedly, at certain companies. Amongst workers at e-cig maker Juul, 47% of blind survey respondents drink alcohol while working from home. Among LYFT
Lyft.
corporate workers,
It's Lyft. It's
Okay.
like Uber.
Not drivers, though they probably aren't driving as much as this point. 50% imbibe. That's based on 2,000 responses gathered between May the 13th
Stephen,
and the 15th.
hold on. Stephen J. James says in chat, he said, untapped kegs are good for several months, some much longer. Even beyond the expiry date, all the pubs are going to keep... All the pubs are going to keep, tap and sell the kegs they claim they threw away if they get reimbursed.
I mean, I'm thinking to myself, there's 70 million pints that are going to waste here, and they're feeding it to the fucking pigs. So yeah, they say answering an email after an evening's pint of glass of wine isn't at all odd. If only there was a way to match this demand for alcohol with the oversupply of beer. Oh right, it's called a pub. Beer, it should be said, is not the only food or beverage at risk of wanton destruction. In Canada, the US, the UK, and elsewhere, dairy farmers have had to dump milk that cannot be sold before it goes bad. France's answer has been to relax safety rules governing the sale of raw milk. Keep your fingers crossed. We at the Register pledged to do our part by clearing our existing beer supplies to make room for inventory that otherwise might get tossed. Somebody has to step up. In case you're in doubt, it's not just UK breweries affected by the demonetisation lockdown. It's hitting everywhere from France to Australia. Other places such as Mexico are suffering booze droughts. Sobering thoughts. So yeah, F in the chat for the 70 million.
One good thing though, the piggy's going to taste quite nice having drunk all that booze, aren't they?
Look forward to gammon in a few months' time. And bacon.
Marinated. Already pretty marinated.
It's pre-soaked for your consumption.
Yeah. So what are we doing next then?
Oh, Booyakasha says 70 million pints is just a normal night out for Hobbit. Have you not seen Lord of the Rings? Having a pint is an event for a Hobbit. They serve beer and pints here.
What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do next, then, boys?
I don't know. I'm having 2 minutes of silence, mate.
Have you seen Beer 52 announce his second online beer festival?
What?
You interested in that one? Beer 52. It's one of these things where you can get. Basically, you pay them money and then you get like a crate of beer a month with loads of craft beers on it. In it.
That's delivery.
Yeah. So they've.
What was the first one of those kind of things? One at Loot Crate. They started off this whole mystery box a month.
I don't know. Didn't those food things start that off really? Like Blue Apron. Then that kind of started off, and then they went into other stuff.
I swear it was that like gamer geek stuff kind of first, but I don't know. It could have been. I heard about the food before I heard about any of this other stuff. So I don't know whether they did the food and then just kind of branched out into other objects. But you get gamer crates, comic crates, film crates, don't you, with those loot crates? It's artist.
Hey, guys, Liz Hurley's single and ready to mingle.
Have you seen her? You seen the picture of her?
Fuck me, she looks good for. How old is she? She's 52. She looks fantastic.
Hold on a sec. Let me find it. I can't fucking find it.
She's 53.
Hold on, I'm still looking for it. It's buried in the pile of stories that we actually did some prep this week because there was no e-drama. Unwashed, start being a faggot again, for God's sake. Unwashed, unwashed Tassob, any of you normal faggots, just start acting like faggots again because you are some serious fucking lolcows.
Every time they don't act like bumders means we have to talk about the food.
Yeah.
Which is great for me, but it's a sufferance for everybody else.
There's this in Hull apparently.
Have you watched that Bedazzled, Grub, since finding out?
Yeah, of course I've seen Bedazzled. It's a great film.
I never watched it.
It's good. It's good fun. They don't make them like that anymore.
Liz Hurley, 54, dons silky lingerie for seriously sultry return to his Instagram.
Yeah,
Liz Hurley is on the hunt.
Swimsuit.
Liz Hurley is on the hunt for a man after a coronavirus lockdown is over. Grow.
Yeah, no, I just, were you listening? I literally said she's single, ready to mingle, and she looks fantastic for 54.
You gonna get on it?
Have you seen her in the swimsuit, mate? Fucking, yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean you don't want to add the Daily Star toolbar to your browser?
It's a fucking. Why can't you just look at a fucking page anymore? You just get bombarded with all this shite, don't you? I can't find the wardrobe malfunction picture.
You could run no script on the page to stop those pop-ups, maybe. Maybe, excuse me.
Doesn't that fuck the web page up, though? Do you want to watch?
Okay, well,
do you want to have a quick look at Eva Paddock Girl, Eva Padlock?
Who? What? I mean, I was going to talk about a halfway serious story.
The MotoGP girl. Do you want to talk about her?
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad that we've still got women in MotoGP after they did the thing with the checker girls on Formula 1.
I think we've got a bit of a video here for Eva.
Apart from the essential images I usually post, I think that when you're fulfilling goals and accomplishing things that initially seem impossible, people appear to value this.
Geralt, you had a look at this one.
Where is it?
Down boy. Down boy.
Oosh. I mean, kind of a butterface, actually, but nice bod. Oh no! That was just in that first picture. In the second picture, she looks. She looks.
Wait there. Yeah. Keep on topic, minute. Keep on topic.
Great pose.
What topic? You gotta do it again. You cut out. Do it again. Go on once more.
Yeah, she's fit.
Oh dear! Oh no, we're gonna have the feminists at PA giving us the old, giving us some grief, won't we?
Yeah, man.
Well, I was gonna.
Looking at women.
Oh no! How dare you look at women? Oh, you bloody you bloody fuckers are taking fucking pub, mate. Take your fucking pub, mate. Slip a few roofies in there and bum you in the car park, mate. Innit?
Only strong Hindi men get to look at women.
Oh dare you!
Always remember, approach women like an Indian man on the internet.
Please learn Hindi learn Hindi for talking and kissing, mate.
Hello, beautiful.
Curry nationalist does crack me up. Well, I wanted to talk about this serious story, which is the whole mum who was disgusted as her 11-year-old is set hardcore porn homework. And this is an Archbishop St. Armu Academy.
Archbitch.
This is an allegedly Church of England school, I'd imagine, or something, or Catholic.
Yeah, I mean, what the actual fuck?
They've apologised after children were asked to define different types of pornography.
Well, it's in Hull. It's in Hull. They let Scuggy arrange the homework again, didn't they?
Children in years 7, 8, and 9 were set in PSHE. Now, I remember PSHE, and I never felt anything that they said. It was just very informative. You know, they were realistic. But, it wasn't
That mum Grolt, smash or pass?
Can't really. Yeah, she's pretty fit.
Smash.
Yeah, smash.
Hashtag we were never flashed. We were never flashed. Well,
I remember PSHE, and it always felt appropriate. And then they've got, apparently they're asking 11 to 14-year-olds to define pornography, which is soft pornography, hardcore pornography.
Oh, you haven't read it properly. Her whole mum is fuming. She's fucking fuming, mate. She's absolutely
fuming.
Fuming. We need Casimir. We need Casimir in here. He's the only one who can do fuming properly. I'm fucking fuming.
We need him to have a
Do you remember that woman? She bought the car for her son, and she's like, "I'm absolutely fuming. I've been to Argos. It's a fucking shite.
I'm fuming."
Yeah. So then they're saying so they apparently the topics as well. So it was pornography, soft pornography, hardcore pornography, transsexual pornography, as well as female genital mutilation, wet dreams, trafficking, male circumcision, breast ironing. What the fuck is that?
What the fuck is that, dude?
Breast ironing is one of those things they do in click dirt countries where they mutilate breasts so that they're flat.
Why the fuck?
I think you're making that up, Bob. I think breast ironing is where you wear like a corset thing that flattens your tits down on it.
No, they literally use hot irons to permanently mutilate the breast.
You're fucking joking. You are joking me, Hobbit.
Oh. It's to prevent being raped.
Fucking hell! No, it's even worse than that. Breast ironing, also known as breast flattening, is the pounding and massaging of a pubescent girl's breasts using hard or heated objects to try and make them stop developing or disappear. The practice is typically performed by a close female figure to the victim, traditionally fulfilled by a mother, grandmother, aunt, or female guardian, who will say she's trying to protect the girl from sexual harassment and rape, to prevent early pregnancy that would tarnish the family name.
That is
mostly practice in parts of Cameroon.
So why in the fuck is this being normalized in primary schools that I am going to send my children to?
Well, because female circumcision is now a thing in our countries.
Is that why black women's tits look like spaniels' ears?
You know what I mean? It's one of those things which we didn't know about, and you didn't until now know about, and it should have been a way that it should have remained. We never knew about it because that's the sort of disgusting stuff that savages do in their cannibal islands, which never make it into civilization. I mean, you think that's bad? There's all sorts of disgusting body modification that these people do.
Yeah, it's fucking sickening. Notice how we don't like.
I mean, imagine that. Like the woman said, Mrs. Taylor, she's a married as well, trad. Mama 3 from East Hull said if her daughter had searched these phrases online in order to define them, the results would have destroyed her mind and scarred her for life. That's not far wrong, though, is it? I mean, can you imagine the shit that would have popped up when you search that kind of crap?
They're asking children to look up this sort of stuff.
Exactly. And then apparently the following complaints from parents, the Academy has now apologized for any offense. Well, fuck your apology. You need to explain to parents and to the fucking curriculum board why the fuck this is happening.
Yeah.
They were asked questions about alcohol, drugs, and smoking. I don't have a problem with that because that is obviously an issue that teenagers are going to have to face. So the more they know about,
this girl's fucking 11. I mean, I always wonder if this is like I don't know whether you remember when me and Brutus were talking about martial law, the comic, where they taught a young martial law about torture procedures. And he asks the question like
seriousness.
And he asks the question, and he says, "If you're saying torture procedures, you can't be counteracted. Why are you teaching us these? They're teaching these things so the kids will do it. That's why they're fucking teaching them it. They're not teaching them it so they won't do it. They're teaching them it so they will do it.
The way we were taught about it.
This is child abuse. I was going to say, is this child abuse? And no, it's just unambiguous.
It is just straight up child abuse.
It's like when you teach children about suicide awareness and then suicide attempts spike in the schools which teach it.
Yeah.
People should know by now when you educate young impressionable children on subjects, especially dangerous subjects like here's all the ways you can commit suicide using household objects.
Oh, this is a good point.
We're supposed to live.
This is a good point. She said, if that was me as a kid and I did that, I'd do it and think I'd done something wrong and I wouldn't know how to tell my mum what I'd seen. I mean, is this some sort of like humiliation secret with the teacher type thing? You know, because they daren't talk to the parent about it. It's like, is it some kind of mind control thing?
Not only are we supposed
The
to send our
communists want
kids
to
to
separate
environments where they're not
parents from
safe because
mothers.
of other students. Where now we can't even trust that the actual teachers and curriculum is even going to have their best interests and keep them at least safe and well adjusted. So why,
One of the
like,
things communists want to do, and communists are alive and well today, especially if you look at these sorts of teachers, is they want to separate the children from their parents, and they would
Yep.
say that when they say in locum parentis, what they basically mean is fuck off, mum and dad. These are our children now.
Yeah.
not only not only is homework bullshit, but the homework they're giving you is now literally not even sneakily designed to fucking psychologically break you.
If you are a parent, you need to be reviewing all homework that gets sent through, and you know, you need to be having words.
I mean, it's a good job
Just
this woman was on the ball, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, and that's coming. She also says they're a very religious school as well. So how can they say they're a religious school but condone writing something like this in the book? I can't get my head around it. I don't get the benefit apart from scaring kids.
Exactly. You're not only and not only can you not again you so literally the school is trying to damage them, and they have to go to school with all these fucking third worlders.
The advantage of this is to turn them into impressionable, vulnerable kids, which can then be groomed for sex. That's the only advantage to this.
Yep.
So other parents and carers felt the same. They were equally disgusted. Leon Dagon, 25, saw the work when he was sorting out his 13-year-old sister's work for her. He took to Facebook to warn other parents. He said, when I first opened it, I thought, wow, this can't be a 13-year-old's homework. What kind of teacher would set that? I mean, this is the other part of the equation that's the problem. The teachers who are only following orders, and I thought we were told
the NPC teachers,
I thought we were told that only following orders is no excuse.
Yeah.
Right. So in that case, they can be put up against the wall once they have been found legally complicit in child abuse by a jury of their peers, and then their punishment will be meted out to them.
Yeah.
What's penis torture?
Oh,
Vinny, mate.
Hello, mate.
Oh, man.
Vinny's the kind of lad who will shock the teacher.
This mom, this mom is also saying that, you know, her kid is 11, you know, she's still got My Little Ponies, and that's okay. That's actually okay. I don't have a problem with that. I think kids should stay kids, you know. It's like she also says when she was 11, she was playing with Barbies, like not being asked to Google all this fucking absolutely disgusting shit. Why is it being normalized? You know, she should be warned about stranger danger, not sharing your information online, not looking up fucking, you know, genital mutilation for homework. Fuck.
Is this how Vinny ended up finding naked Martin? He got set homework like this.
Probably.
I found a naked Martin video.
Oh God. Yeah, we're not playing it, Vin.
So basically, he's got a poo, and he puts it in the fridge or like the freezer or whatever, so it's frozen. And he eats it. He eats a bit of it, and then he puts it.
This will become homework for these 11-year-olds. Can you describe what naked
I'm not
Martin
against
does?
like around 11 is the kind of age where you should probably, because you're about to start puberty and you need to learn about it. You need to learn about what's going to happen to your body. You know, it's when you it's an unavoidable thing, but you need you know, sex education should be safe. It should be informative. It should be supportive.
It needs to be the plain fucking biological facts, no more, no less, doesn't it?
Yeah. And, you know, talking about making good decisions, not being a complete retard.
No, that sounds difficult for me, honestly.
You know, and this is like most girls learn. Most girls lose the virginity around 14. You know, and it's always to weird creeps who are like way too old to be hanging out with them. It's fucking disturbing. And when you're a kid, like it sets you like the wrong, like it just alarm bells are ringing in your head. And then people just go, you just like, no, actually. And the older I get, the more I'm like, if I knew that like someone who was way too old to be hanging out with
the title of the stream is so odd. What's the relevance? Well, we haven't got onto that yet, but it's about Stormzy or Shakespeare.
Yeah.
You know, what is...
Well, also drove to the petrol station and licked...
Genocide your local ticket.
Yeah. So, Miss Evans told the court, despite being told several times by staff members he would not be served, pressing his face against a protective plastic screen, Owens continued to do so and even licked it. The prosecutor told the court he told them to fuck off, that there were no signs not to touch, but they pointed them out. He started eating a sandwich and drank a bottle of miniature wine. When he was arrested, he agreed to pay for that sentence.
You use on your mobile device?
I use Podkicker.
I use Podcast Addict, and so this headline here.
It's
the China
cough.
Ching
The
Chong
Wu-Tang
King Kong
flu.
cough.
Okay.
Sweet and sour sickness.
Yeah.
So because it mentions it, what's the official wording from Googly? They say, pursuant to Section 8.3 of the Developer Distribution Agreement and Enforcement Policy, apps referencing demonetized virus or related terms in any form will only be approved for distribution on Google Play if they are published, commissioned, or authorized by official government entities or public health organizations.
But communism and paedophilia are absolutely fine. We won't.
That's okay because that's part of the fucking system, innit?
Yeah.
So it says your app has been suspended and removed due to this policy issue. So of course, a lot of people saying that so many podcasts are talking about this disease. It's complete fucking bollocks. And if you want to read the rest of the article, I mean, just look for Podcast Addict. So if you got it on your phone, it will continue to work, but it's no longer available on the Google Play Store. Fuck you, Google.
Yeah.
But you can still download it.
No, you can't.
You can't.
I
just think can you download it from their website? I should think.
Yeah. Let me see. Play.google.com. Let's see if I can find it now.
Do you know? I had a thought before that, like, apparently, all these big corporations that do all sorts of shit, but it's the state can apparently tell like small independently owned businesses to shut down and tell them that they can't open, but it can never do it with these multinational mega corporations somehow.
Mind you, they've done it with McDonald's and stuff like that, but then I just think they've had to pay them a fair bit to do it, haven't they?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. I've just checked. Podcast Addict is still available on the store. So this, when was this?
Our draconian state, like it is. I just don't get. It's so obviously draconian, but I guess the liberals.
But they just can't do fucking
like
basic shit, can they?
No, exactly. It's useless while being tyrannical, and also it's like you're right. It's like this state. The state considers itself to own your kids, and like that. The school considers itself to own your kids, and it's not even consulting with parents what it's telling them anymore. So it just shows you that the state isn't trying to work with the country. So whenever I don't want to hear another liberal ever again tell me about the perils of fucking fascism and all that shit, because it's like you live in under it and you pretend you don't. Fucking Karen.
So, the term's called anarcho-tyranny. I mean, it's absolute anarchy when it comes to these protected minorities.
The laws just are applied just absolutely unevenly, aren't they?
Well, I mean, when it comes to us, it's absolute fucking tyranny. I mean, $600 dues for having 4 bananas in your backpack when going to Australia.
Yeah.
Fucking do one.
Well, not only that. Oh, fucking hell, you're gonna set me off on my hobby horse again. Not only that, but some ching chong comes in and pretends they can't read English, and about 3 cases of fucking live squid and like seeds and fucking rotten fruit, and they get like a $200 fine, don't they? But two old people with 4 bananas in the backpack get a $600 fine, don't they?
Yeah. How about we start saying the state, or like all of these organizations, fuck you, what are you going to do for me? I'm a straight white Christian man. What are you going to start doing for me? Because if you don't fucking serve me, you don't need to be here anymore. And I stole that from Mike Enoch, but I don't care.
Yeah.
Right? It's not us who don't need to be here. You don't need to be here anymore if you're not going to serve our interests. And that honestly is what's happening with schools. People are considering homeschooling. It's like, well, if you're not going to put our best interests in place, you don't need to be here.
No.
ENA.
I'll be right back.
Hello, Vinay.
Hello.
Vinny, mate.
Vinay.
In a mate.
Vinay.
What story we do
I
next?
just.
Do you want to do about a youth worker that reveals her horrific stab wounds after boyfriend abuse?
Didn't we have
guess.
one about women
Now,
getting
everyone
tits out?
guess the race of the boyfriend.
Anybody,
I
can
think-
anybody do a rough description of the boyfriend?
I'm sure it was
Is he
that,
Indian?
those fucking Icelandic Buddhists at it again.
Yeah.
That's an old one.
Jade Hugh.
I mean, we could,
Go on.
I was going to say we could do that story, but I think I found one in the potential story stack that's funnier. Rape survivors will need our help more than ever after lockdown. We better get Sargon on this.
Yeah, go. Let's read that. That sounds interesting.
Probably rape.
Actually, what about the Oxo Cube story?
That's not in the potential story stack, Vinny.
It is. There's an Oxo Cube story.
All right, so I'm going to read the Oxo Cube story this is from the Metro, and it's called "Rape Survivors Lockdown Oxo Mess." With the country under, let's see, what word are we going to use? All right, I'm going to replace all instances of rape in the story with Oxo. These strict measures have also delivered a much-needed reduction in sexual violence. However, the sad reality is that the numbers, which were extremely high to begin with, are unlikely to change. 1 in 5 women and girls and 1 in 10 men are still likely to experience sexual violence over the age of 16. While Stranger Oxo has hopefully become rarer during lockdown, it's something that has never accounted for the majority of sexual Oxo. Around 90% is committed by people known to the survivors beforehand. As well as working with the charity Oxo Crisis, I run a website called Survivor Stories, which shares the experience of victims of sexual Oxo. Almost all of the people I've spoken to knew their perpetrator before being assaulted, many of whom were partners, ex-partners, friends, or family members, which means that right now, there could potentially be thousands of people currently experiencing lockdown with a person who oxoed or is oxoing them. Like domestic abuse, Oxo is often used by attackers to violently channel their own frustrations and gravy, and these could certainly be exacerbated by the pressures of a pandemic. While at present there has been a dramatic change in the number of people contacting Oxo Crisis England and Wales services, who provided 732,000 sessions of specialist advice during 2018-19, charities like these predict a deluge once self-isolation period is over. That's why it's so important to stress that there's still help available to anyone who needs it right now. Face-to-space support has been, of course, had to be adapted for lockdown, and is now being offered by most centres virtually via phone or audio. As much as we'd like this to work for every survivor, there are many for whom this isn't suitable at the moment. For some, there isn't space, physically or emotionally, to take an hour at family care duties, or they might fear being overheard by children and family members. Many feel that a neutral safe space is the key to dealing with their trauma, and are understandably reluctant to delve into it with their own house. Catherine, that's her real name, contacted me on Twitter after having to switch to video therapy, saying it takes a really good and patient counsellor to help build up a feeling of safety away from therapy room. She added that sometimes she felt really isolated, blah, blah, blah. Look, it's so bad. I mean, these women got oxoed and it hurt. Boo-hoo. That story wasn't as funny as what I thought it'd be, even with using.
Are we ready to do the headline story now?
I sort of tuned out.
I've got it queued up.
Yeah.
Vinny, you haven't seen the story about big mistake we've been making in opening Oxo cubes and how we should open them.
You crush them before you open them. You crush them before you open them, don't you?
Yeah, that's it. There we go. Story done.
Yeah. So who didn't notice that one? The packet's literally shaped so you can do that.
Who's Teletubby Poo Head?
Geralt. Right, are we ready for a quiz? I know this is going to be really difficult, lads, but can we tell the difference between Stormzy and Shakespeare? Are we ready?
No.
Are we ready?
Yeah, no.
We're going to test you on which is Shakespeare and which is Stormzy. All right, are you ready? I'm going to give you a line, and you can tell me. I got 4.
Okay.
So the first one. Hell is empty and all the devils are here. Hugh Bonneville, is that Shakespeare or Stormzy?
That is Shakespeare.
Shakespeare.
Well done, you're straight there. Do you know the play?
All the devils. No, it's not the Scottish play. It's not Hamlet. No, I don't know. What is it?
Do you know, funny, you just mentioned actually The Tempest.
Oh, I should have known that.
Hell is
Sorry.
empty, all the devils are here. Okay, another one for you. Many have come, but many did fall away.
Is that Stormzy or is it Shakespeare?
I think that's Shakespeare.
I'm thinking Shakespeare.
Probably Stormzy.
Shakespeare or Stormzy?
Could be either. It's got a nice rhythm to it. I don't know. I'm going to go with Stormzy.
You're absolutely right. 2 out of 2 so far. That's from his song, Mr. Skeng. I can tell you're enjoying this. Okay, I think you'll know this next one. Some are born great, some achieve greatness, and some have greatness thrust upon them. Shakespeare or Stormzy?
Shakespeare.
That is Malvolio in 12th Night.
Bang on, Shakespeare. You got 3 out of 3. Last one. This is a really good one. Heavy is the head that wears the crown.
That is Shakespeare.
All right, I'm going to shock you. It's Stormzy. Right? Now, I know you're going to say, wait, it started as Shakespeare and became Stormzy. Not so.
No.
Because we looked this up earlier. Shakespeare's line in Henry IV, Part 2 is, uneasy lies the head that wears the crown.
Yeah, but Stormzy cannot spell uneasy, is it, mate?
So
you see,
literally,
Stormzy took it.
So this Ngubu repurposed. Stole. So they literally can't even come up with his own shit. He literally has to steal it.
So, actually, this reminds me of a story of Evangelist. He was accused of plagiarism, and then when he was defending himself in court, he was dismissed, by the way. He said, I can't be a plagiarist. I don't know how to read music. So I'm thinking, with Stormzy, when there's here's examples where you plagiarize Shakespeare, and like, Ooga booga, I don't know how to read.
Literally, do you remember that retarded shit where they're like, this guy no one's going to remember in 5 years. That should be taught at school instead of the person who has contributed to English literature canon, possibly the most. One of the most.
Yeah, well,
it's just they want everybody. They want everybody fucking retarded and cultureless. That's what they want, don't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I think it's
literally,
funny.
Idiocracy, which I watched the other day, by the way.
Oh, I haven't watched that for ages. I haven't seen. I need to rewatch it.
I tell you, I like Office Space a lot more than I liked Idiocracy, but Idiocracy was fun.
Idiocracy is more. I think it's closer to the truth, though.
Yeah, I don't know. I quite like the slice of life of Office Space, and kind of it deals with. I don't know. I think Mike Judge is he's a good guy. Because he's a guy and he makes some pretty thoughtful and creative stuff. And satire.
I need TV for my bunghole. I need TV for my bunghole.
But he was mocking idiots, and it is very memeable. But what the problem with Beavis and Butthead was
the best bit of Beavis and Butthead got flushed down the bog hole. The best bit of Beavis and Butthead was when they took the piss out of TV out of MTV videos. That was the best bit of Beavis and Butthead.
Do you know what's really sad about the comeback of Beavis and Butthead in 2011? It was MTV's second most watched show, but the execs still cancelled it because it's our target demographic is 19, 16-year-old girls. They don't like Beavis and Butthead. Fuck off.
Well, no, but you can't take Beavis and Butthead out of the era they were. They were 90s. You can't remove them from the 90s and put them in 2011. The joke doesn't work.
And they put rap music in it instead of metal, which it was supposed to be. It's like Beavis and Butthead with an AC/DC and a Metallica t-shirt. They're not going to be listening to that fucking Nignog shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they did
watch the odd rap music, because they kind of watched any video, didn't they? But like you say,
it was NWA was on the time.
Yeah, so
I remember then they were watching Björk, and they were like, she reminds me of a supply drama teacher. No, I'm a sad tree. No, I'm a happy tree.
Hey, it's what is it? Yeah, she reminds me of a. I just sound like McNabb. She reminds me of
carbon fiber. Carbon fiber.
I'm gonna write my
fiber.
Hey, Jesse,
check it out.
Yeah, what? hey, listen to this drop. I'm gonna do the N-word. That's
fire.
Fire. drops. yeah, this rocks. Whenever they do a parody, it's like,
Mike, you're such a big brain.
Mike, shut up.
Mike, you're so smart.
I know I am. Yeah, please. I'll be here all day.
Are you kids whacking off at the tool shed again?
Mike,
no, you're whacking off. Mike,
damn kids keep whacking off at my tool shed.
That dang boy's always whacking off from my caravan.
Can I just say that Hank Hill, King of the Hill, was cancelled so that Fox could air the Cleveland show instead, and the voice actress for Luann committed suicide as a result.
Jesus.
So, well done, Fox.
I have really, like, Seth MacFarlane when he started was okay, but now he's just like, he's basically a fucking, he's a boomer Democrat gay.
The Orville's pretty good. Has anybody watched the Orville? The Orville's pretty watchable. That's basically how Star Trek should be done.
Do the bit, Mike. Oh, you said bit.
you said carbon fiber.
Guys, look at this Mormon Angel video.
I want to think carbon's fiber. yeah. Yeah.
Oh, do you remember the episode of Beavis and Butthead where they like look for funny names in the phone book, and there's a guy called Harry Sachs?
I tell you, I remember going on the bus back home with a really hot chick, and we were laughing about that for like 10 minutes straight.
I remember 2 episodes. One was the one when they tried to cut a grasshopper in half with a chainsaw, and the other one was the one where they got the big tractor tire and rode it downhill. Do you remember that?
I think one of my favourite episodes of Beavis and Butthead has to be Tainted Meat, where Beavis has got itchy scrotes, and he just can't stop scratching himself, and he's using the spatula at work at Burger World. Everyone gets food poisoning.
You see when that guy goes up the drive-through, and then this is what everyone wants to say with the guy going, "Oh, I want a double burger," and he goes, "Oh, hey, shut up."
Wait, actually, we need Casimir to do that bit, because the thing is, it's real era. It's like, apple pie, cheeseburger, no pickles. Could you like?
What I always found was the both hilarious.
Wet cheeseburger with no pickles, mate.
What I always thought was funny is that they're both hilariously weak. Like they cannot lift anything. Here's the difference. Like the way they were drawn intentionally ugly, but the animation was still quite good. Now with like Reddit tier shows, it's like it's not even intentionally ugly. It's just ugly. Like half the reason I remember like sitting there laughing, thinking about it one day because they're just so ugly. You know, Beavis
that
and
fucking She-Ra. Did you see like the return of She-Ra that they did in that fucking Cali art style? It was fucking awful. Shit. Yeah,
awful. Yeah. Well, I know that old Saturday morning cartoons generally were quite well animated. And like animation just has no effort put into it. Like what we got now, Big Mouth.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that video talking about He-Man toys? The one where they say that you know what actually tanked He-Man toys? It was She-Ra, because like all the boys just went, oh, that's for girls now, and just fucking wouldn't buy He-Man anymore.
Yeah.
They just fucking tanked it by introducing She-Ra.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean it's bullshit. I think the problem with modern animation is that it's really lazy, and they just let the computer do the animation.
Yeah, like and the character designs are just ugly, and it doesn't enhance the comedy.
I mean, one of the things I really liked about Ren and Stimpy, because Ren and Stimpy is drawn in the style of the classic cartoons, but I say it's modern. It's 90-ish.
Marco Coletti Spaghetti's got something to say about Beavis and Butthead.
Okay.
Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah, you're gonna say it to our face, or you're just gonna hide in chat, you coward.
Yeah,
it's boring and gay. Boomer humour.
Your
Fuck you.
opinion is trash. Fuck you.
I bet he's never seen an episode.
I have seen.
You're
episodes.
you're an
Shit,
unironic. I bet you've never seen a classic episode. You're
never saw
an
90s
unironic
Beavis
Rick
and
and Morty
Butthead,
fan. Huh?
I mean, the thing about I want to briefly mention about Ren and Stimpy, but also Beavis and Butthead. It was hand drawn animation, but with Ren and Stimpy, John Crickfalusi, he said if the animators were drawing like a facial expression which had been done before, he would rip it up and it's like, do it again. We're not going to do this thing where they just have default resting bitch faces. You got to give them unique expressions. So that's why they were the most expressive cartoon characters ever. Because
I never watched it.
It was basically SpongeBob, but it was like an adult SpongeBob.
Smart.
Yeah,
it was SpongeBob, but it was clever.
Yeah, it was SpongeBob for adults, basically.
Yeah, SpongeBob is still pretty. I don't know if I haven't seen it in ages, but I like what I see. I don't mind the memes. It's quite a creative show.
Well, I told you about that experiment they did where they measured kids' IQs before watching SpongeBob and then after, and the kids' IQs actually tanked after watching SpongeBob.
The thing about Ren and Stimpy is in terms of the character design, I mean, probably the only way you're going to get something, and even then the faces weren't that expressive, was Watership Down, but that is absolutely beautiful and a masterpiece.
Mm-hmm.
But modern stuff, it is lazy, and I think this is why the last action film I enjoyed watching was either Brawling Cell Block 99 is not an action film, so Furiosa, Fury Road. The one which, with a cameo appearance by Mad Max.
I hate those animes that they do that are entirely CG. It's so lazy and shit, and I can't watch it.
Yeah, my mate agrees with that as well. We were watching.
I don't know. Shrek's pretty good for one of those, isn't it?
What? Shrek? Well, yeah, no. That's completely different.
It's completely
Shrek looks great.
I'll tell you what. That fucking sausage party is the most degenerate piece of shit I've ever watched in my.
And it's not even funny.
Yeah,
it's not even funny. That's a problem. It's like
Distant Thoughts has said, "Have you seen the rebooted Netflix Rocko's Modern Life?" Well, like the Midas touch, where everything you touch turned to gold. Netflix is like the Pos Party touch. Everything they touch gets the GIF.
Everything turns to AIDS and shit.
Well, that's the problem. I mean, I really like Trailer Park Boys, and then they went sort of off air for about 7 years, and then they came back on Netflix, and it got ruined.
It's never the same.
Yeah, a big gap is never a good idea.
Yeah, it's never the same.
Apparently, that new Bad Boys film's pretty good, though, isn't it?
Fuck. Okay. All right, Nick Frost.
Which one? Bad Boys. I can't remember the other film. What was the other film?
Point Break.
Oh yeah, that's it. Which film? Point Break or Bad Boys? No. Which one first?
Yeah. It was we got get in when he hits the remote and the montages. What I want to say about those films, they managed to capture something so British.
Yeah,
like normal people British, because it's not written by yids.
Yeah,
I think. You've seen those films, right, Donnie?
Yeah,
the Cornetto trilogy. Ones.
Yeah. Great, aren't they?
Yeah,
do you not like them, Don?
Simon Pegg.
Point Break. I like the original Point Break.
We're talking about Hot Fuzz and Shaun Dead.
Yeah, I like those.
Yeah. Fucking American.
I thought that was gonna be a live show with you guys.
I never.
That was you and Hemi running around, some side of the UK doing the bit.
Do the
bit. Okay. So we doing any more news? Holy shit! Wait, we just seen this on Twitter.
Did you want to do about Miriam Margoyles tells Aussies to get fucked? I know she's a miserable old 4B2S, but she did tell the Aussies to get fucked.
But the other thing with Miriam Margolyes is she's the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny.
Yeah, that's the other reason I picked this one out, Hobbit.
She's Nursey from. I tell you what, I reckon that Miriam Margolyes and the Cadbury's Caramel Bunny is why there are furry fetishists.
Okay.
So the English-born actress became a naturalised Australian citizen in 2013 after living down under for many years. She recently travelled across the country for an ABC documentary, but the experience left her disenchanted. Mark Oyle said Surfers Paradise was disgusting and that people should be ashamed to live there. She has since doubled down on her criticism, saying she's telling it like I see it. I hope people will not be too annoyed about the things I have to say, but in the end I have to be honest, fuck them if they are, she said.
What? I don't understand. Why is she whinging about the Aussie?
Because she met a lady. Because she went round Australia and met some. Oh no. She said her longtime partner, Heather Sutherland, a retired Australian professor of Indonesian studies, had warned her that Australians do
cringe.
not like... Yeah.
Australians are base. Gabriel will tell you all about it.
Yeah,
I think he has.
Kind of okay. They whinge a lot.
Radio.
They whinge a lot. That's why they say we do.
Yeah. There's this Hobbit just posted. Radio 1 becomes the latest BBC station to ban white job applicants. We're not even a minority in our country yet, and we're we're already South Africa 2.0.
Yeah.
To be fair, I say to be fair, this is a policy which the BBC has done for a long time now.
This is the state, but they are funded by the state. This is the state's fucking media.
I mean, anybody that says
banning us from our own jobs in our own country.
I mean, I for one couldn't give a shit about BBC because I think they're a bunch of scumbags and they don't produce any content I want to watch.
Actually, I am going to get serious. What do you think to the decision to ease Jerry Adams' criminal record? It's been called a sick joke. What do you think to that then?
What is his criminal record?
Killing people.
He's Irish.
He was a tourist.
That's what he was. A third possessionist.
My favourite, I'm going to say, I've said it before and I'll say it again, my favourite Jerry Adams joke was that one the other Christmas. When he said it's an effort turning all the Christmas lights on, and someone replied, said, "Surely you know someone with a timer, Jerry."
What? Timer? Okay.
A timer? Yeah. You get it?
Christmas lights, hard to turn on. Why would you need a timer?
Jerry Adams would know people with timers and remote controls.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Well, you didn't tell me that.
It's not supposed to be the sort of joke you explain. Everyone should go, like that straight away.
Yeah, well, I don't know who Jerry Adams is. I don't know who Brian Adams is.
Fucking hell.
Are we the only old gits on this server, Hammy?
I think we are, mate. I mean, yeah.
Donnie's
an old git. Donnie's an old git, but he's a Yank, so you have to treat him kind of like someone who's senile.
It's no secret that I am historically illiterate, dude.
Even I know who Jerry Adams is.
Yeah.
But it's just like all other Zoomer scumbags, and they're like 9/11. What's that?
Yeah.
Oh, Christ! Wow.
Yeah.
It seems impossible to know that, like, you wouldn't know what 9/11 is. But
Jerry Adams' criminal record has been erased, leading to some vocal outrage. Mr. Adams was sent to Mays prison for 1973 for his role in the Troubles. You know, the Little Troubles. You know, not nothing to talk about really. Blowing people up with car bombs is Troubles. He twice tried to escape.
That's always confused me why they called it that. They just call it the Troubles. Like, downplay it when literally you're trying to genocide yourselves.
Yeah. However, he twice tried to escape from the prison, which led to further punishment. However, his original detention has been deemed unlawful by the Supreme Court.
Sandwich bar is
I want to know the history of the people on the Supreme Court. I want to know how many of them are Irish.
Oh yeah, they're so fucking. The Supreme Court makes the most retarded decisions. They're just out of touch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Go on, Hobbit.
Yeah. So Jerry Adams should spend time with the New Irish in like one of the many hotels which have been turned into a rape refugee.
But people say this. What was the point of my people blowing themselves up for all that if they're then going to be like, oh yeah, we're open borders, multiculturalism, and we want to abort ourselves? You know?
Yeah.
Don't get it, Geralt. It was Protestant versus Catholic. Didn't we get some?
It was the Anglo-American Empire. It was an Anglo-American Empire crushing the poor Palestinians.
Oh, you see,
I nearly called this episode "Sweet Palestine" because someone made a joke about Pat Collett singing that at the karaoke on Friday. Sweet Palestine.
Yeah. What I want to know is why this like Danish Fed is like involved in British nationalism, and when she lives in Denmark, it's like surely she has things to do in her own country.
It's because she's the most white. Yeah, because what?
They needed a gilf, and they got their gilf. You know.
I mean, this one then. Dennis Hutchins, a former soldier accused of a Troubles-related shooting in 1974, said the decision was an absolute disgrace. I think Dennis Hutchins was there on Bloody Sunday, isn't he? Isn't he the one they're trying to rake over the coals for it? So it's like this is kind of one thing I'd like to talk about, like the current political situation. The fact is that all the IRA terrorists are getting a free pass, whereas all the soldiers are getting raked over the coals and legally gone after. I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah. Which soldiers?
Don't everyone talk at once?
Hello? No, you cut out like which soldiers?
Any of the soldiers that fought in Ireland. I mean, they are literally going to be. I'm sure at some point the ambulance chasers will be going after every last one of them.
Our state seems to side with terrorists all the time. It's crazy.
So do our nationalists.
I know.
So, if that way, if you judge someone by their actions and not their words, and they seem to be siding with terrorists all the time, I don't want to do that Fed post. No.
Yeah.
I retract my statement. I think it speaks for itself.
Yeah. Do we have any funny stories? Because I think we really need to.
Yeah, what kind of?
To lighten the mood there, Hemi.
How about the ex-Gawker editor sues Daily Beast over story portraying her as racist?
Okay.
I haven't read either publication. So what is the Gawker? Is that conservative? Is it? Am I right? Or am I wrong?
Not sure.
No
Is
idea.
that the one that had Hulk Hogan in it, where he was like?
Yes. He killed it, didn't he?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, he sued them for millions, and they sided with them.
Yeah.
Which was, it was quite satisfying. So I'm pretty sure Gawker, got completely put out of business because the lawsuit was so expensive.
Yeah. So it says a former Gawker editor has sued the Daily Beast. Oh, so this is the other way round. Over an explosive expose last year that portrayed her as racist and homophobic, claiming it destroyed her career and was driven by a reporter's personal agenda. So it's nothing to do with Hulk Hogan fucking destroying your. So it says, so Carson Griffith, who was tapped in November 28 to revive Gawker after it was shuttered in 2016 by a defamation lawsuit from Hulk Hogan. Allegedly made offensive remarks in the office about everything from poor people to black writers to her acquaintance's penis size, according to the Daily Beast story, which was published just a week after she began work on January 23rd, 2019.
Was this around the same time when all those journalists got fired? And these journalists have been saying, like, you know, when manufacturing jobs and, like, you know, working class jobs were being shipped overseas, and then, like, these journalists have come out telling these, like, working class people to, like, learn to code. And then when all these journalists got fired, they started saying, "Oh, what's the matter? Learn to code, bitch."
Yeah, that's when learn to code became an instant ban on Twitter, didn't it? Does anyone remember that?
Yeah, I remember that.
It's like, oh, what? What's with the double standards, big guy?
Oh, it's just standard. It's just everywhere, isn't it?
You should have learned to code.
It was funny when they took that popular Polish tourist destination and they had the sign above it saying "Code Learning."
How about this one then from The Independent? US designer makes coronavirus face mask with holes in for drinking.
Wow.
I think I might actually look. I think I
video?
might actually look at this to see what the designer looks like, because I'm guessing that I can come up with a rough description of what the.
Did you see that video of that obese black woman in America walking outside with a balaclava on? So we have to wear a mask.
Yeah.
It makes me feel safe. She's wearing a balaclava, and she says,
"With the eyes
it makes
and
me
mouth
feel
exposed."
safe." Yeah. And the
It's
nose.
so dumb. These people are so dumb. Like, why do we pretend that they're not?
Jesus Christ, the absolute fucking state of these people. Did you see that one? That one making face masks out of used knickers. Did you see that one?
Well, yeah,
That sort of sounds like the thing Big D would repost on Twitter.
How has Belle Delphine not got on that yet?
Speaking of internet personalities, I think I found one about Geralt. Man with staggering 55.55 blood alcohol content dies. Officials call it a COVID-19 death.
Yeah, sounds about right.
So the person's blood alcohol content was 0.55, not 0.05, but 0.55, which is nearly 7 times the legal driving limit of 0.08 in Colorado.
Christ.
A blood alcohol content of 0.3 is considered lethal.
He must have been really bored. Like, he just decided to sit there and get drunk from, like, the day the lockdown started.
Fuck.
So, how about this? I'm autistic and lockdown has improved my mental health. It's Adam's girlfriend.
She looks like she could be the future Mrs. Adam, doesn't she?
I was diagnosed with dyslexia and dyspraxia at the age of 21. How did it take that long then? Then depression and anxiety at 24.
Because Brutus raised her. She didn't need to be taught anything.
Yeah. And then in the autumn of 2019, at 25, she moved house, changed her job, and then her anxiety and my depression, both of which came really severe, reduced the working hours, and then she was a support worker for people with learning disabilities, many of whom are also autistic. So you've got an autist teaching autists about the mental health, even though
is that literally the inmates running the asylum? Is that what it is?
Yeah. So, someone is treating people with depression, anxiety, autism, and you've got a dyslexic, dyspraxic, depressed, anxious autist fucking trying to be a support worker for these people. What?
Why is it so many people with depression look like shit libs?
Yeah, funny that.
Them being ugly causes them to be depressed.
Yeah.
I do get a feeling that you can judge a book by its cover, and the only people that say don't judge a book by its cover happen to look like goblins.
Well, isn't it funny how rich people go, oh, you don't want money. Money just gives you more problems. You don't want money. You don't want money. You don't want more money than you need.
It's like, no, fuck you. You just want me to stay poor.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is,
happiness, all that bullshit.
Anytime someone says, "Oh, you don't want more money," it's like, so why are you working 70 hours a week to accumulate more money then?
Yeah. Well, why don't you give me yours? Why don't you give me yours then? I'll happily bear the burden for you.
Yeah, give me all your money then.
Yeah.
Well, I think actually there is some truth to this, because just being rich doesn't automatically mean you're going to have community and purpose, etc. Same as
all it does is it gives you a different set of problems. But having a financial cushion is pretty good though, isn't it? It's better than not having a financial cushion. At least you won't end up homeless as a result of your problems.
But there's so many other lonely neats who think, if only I had a girlfriend/boyfriend, and it's like, yeah, no, like a partner dropping out of the ceiling and into your lap is not going to actually change your life in any way, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you're skipping a step. Generally, like sorting yourself out is generally what will make you get more likely to get a partner. I've seen this play out before.
What else have we got? You don't want to do anything. Oh shit! The one we missed out. Metal Gear's solid movie concept art has been released.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? It's going to be it's going to be post garbage though. You know that, don't you?
Maybe. I mean, yeah. Metal Gear hasn't been. It depends who writes it. I know that like they've been talking about doing a Metal Gear movie for a long time. I hate the word movie. It makes me feel cringe.
Yeah.
Kojima can't really write.
Kojima, no, his script editors apparently did quite a lot of work.
If the concept art's anything to go by, it does look pretty faithful, doesn't it? To the first,
yeah, it looks pretty cool.
To the first one.
I mean, I think that yeah, if whoever they get in to do Snake, I really.
Oh, the second paragraph. The second paragraph is the problem with reveals like this is they get you even more excited about the prospect of a Metal Gear movie, only to remind yourself that it's probably never going to happen.
Yeah. Who's Jordan Vogt Roberts?
Don't know, but he directed Kong of Skull Island, which I thought was a pretty good movie.
Yeah, it was good fun. Yeah, apparently he's been attached to this project for like 6 years. All he seems to have to show for it was some concept art and a partially animated teaser.
Yeah.
They're doing Metal Gear Solid 1 style codec conversations. That's kind of cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I hope they get David Hayter to do it because, you know, people were saying now that he's older, he probably looks even more so like the character.
I don't know.
I
think it's one of those things. Surely it would have been out by now if it could, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I really don't play video games too much anymore, so because they're all gay. They're like literally none of them appeal to us anymore.
Dude, they suck.
They suck. Except for God of War, that was like really cool.
Oh, do you want to listen to the? Do you want to listen to the codec that
Wednesday 4
David
PM
Hayter.
is my premiere of June Let's Play.
Okay. Oh, they got David Hayter in for it.
Colonel, can you hear me?
I'm here. What is it?
I'm hearing reports about a prototype Metal Gear. The Pentagon's gone dark. I'm requesting clearance for an infiltration mission.
Where did you get this intel?
A guy I know.
A guy you know?
Yeah, a guy that I know.
Oh, Snake, we're in quarantine. There are no new missions. And it's 1 a.m. I've got to go.
Colonel, wait! The CIA thinks we're about to be bombed by the Lolly-Lule-Lo.
Lolly-Lule, no, they don't, Snake. And I get it, you're bored at home.
Actually, I'm outside your place. Can you open the door?
Oh, Jesus Christ. We're supposed to be social distancing.
Oh, come on. Let's just hang out.
I'm hanging up now. Stay safe, Snake. There'll be plenty of missions when this is over.
Colonel? Damn it! Otacon.
Oh, Snake. Oh, hey. How's it going?
Drop whatever you're doing and come meet me. I'm hearing rumblings, disturbing rumblings, about a new type of nanomachine that...
Oh, Snake. It's the middle of the night. Nanomachine, schmanomachine. You're just a bit stir-crazy. It's natural. You're just feeling the events of the world. It's what makes us human.
If we don't act now, there won't be any humanity left.
I know you're used to saving the day, but right now, the best thing you can do is stay in isolation for a few more weeks. You can handle it. Why not try a hobby? Or go to YouTube. You know, they have an entire channel on everything you can do with a cardboard box.
Wait, what? Really?
Listen, I'm heading back to bed. You hang in there, buddy, okay?
Wait, can you pick me up from outside Colonel Campbell's place? Shit. If anyone's listening to this frequency, I cannot provide any updates on the Metal Gear Solid film. But the director, Jordan Vogt Roberts, is going to release even more concept art in hopes that it brings a little bit of light to the Metal Gear community in these dark days. Stay safe out there.
That was awesome.
It really wasn't.
That was fucking awesome.
Snake. Oh, that's us. We've done 2 hours. Are we done now, lads?
Yeah, we're probably done.
Okay.
Tune in Wednesdays, 4 p.m. June.
Jamie plays out.
June.
Thursday,
June.
Thursday, me and Hobbit are going to do cattle mutilation, I think.
Yeah.
Bobby, what time's your thing on tomorrow?
Oh, 4 p.m. Oh, yeah.
No, I mean,
And I'll do one at 7 p.m. I think that's a good. Oh, 7:15.
Okay,
You said cattle?
What?
I said
What?
you said cattle.
No one said cattle.
Wait, what did you say? Something mutil- What did I didn't hear what you said. What did you say?
Take your meds, schizo.